Prophecy, prophecy, prophecy. This is a prophecy which was prophesied by Prophet TD Mathibela on Friday, 2nd June 2017, during the Night of Fire service. Let's hear the prophecy.
While you were late for the church, I was already on Wednesday. As I was on Wednesday, I saw something like unusual rain. Very unusual when I was here around 4 so. I saw a very unusual rain. Unusual rain. But this rain brought so much cold. So much cold that I began to see some small drops of the snow. Now we need to pray, because in the midst of this rain and this snow, I'm seeing some unusual things happening, like people hospitalized and some people drowning, and some cars like being taken by water. So we need to pray. That is Wednesday. I was on Wednesday. What's the day today? I was on Wednesday. Then I saw on Wednesday a heavy rain. I'm looking at it and I'm seeing something like white balls, something like that. But I see this rain is bringing an unusual cold. We need to pray, because in this cold, I'm seeing unusual things that are happening. As I see in the realms of the Spirit, this rain can come even now. Even now, while we're here, it can start. But I saw specifically Wednesday. But even now, it can start, because it's an unusual rain. What amazes me, in the midst of all this heavy rain, there is still no water. We need to pray. We need the grace of God. We need the grace of God, because what I'm saying is unusual. So we need to pray. I'm on Wednesday. So let's see on Wednesday.
Prophecy confirmation.
All right, let's cross over to the weather wall. We're joined by Pamela Zonke from the weather desk. Pamela, thank you for being with us. So has the storm hit yet? What's expected tonight?
At the moment, Francis, is just sitting to the southwest of the country, but we are expecting it to make landfall this evening, where we're expecting, particularly for that southwestern coastline and a bit of that adjacent interior, an 80% chance of showers and rain for this evening.
And talk about how big this is. We're hearing flash flooding, hail, gale force winds, stay indoors, don't go to school tomorrow. Give us a sense of the magnitude.
Yeah, it is definitely a little bit of everything. If I can show you through to tomorrow. So we've got this front, it's going to make landfall today, but tomorrow there's a secondary development behind this front. So there's another cold front that's moving through towards the southwestern Cape. So as it moves through tomorrow, we're going to have a band of scattered to widespread showers and rain. And with it as well, because the temperatures are going to be very cold, we are expecting some snow as well. That's one of the things that people can expect, especially for the western Cape mountains for tomorrow, as well as the extreme southern part of the northern Cape. So places like Sutherland are expecting some snowfall as well. So it is going to be quite an intense system. I think also because of the secondary development, that's why it's going to be quite hard hit for this area.
As I see in the realms of the Spirit, this rain can come even now. Even now, while we're here, it can start. But I saw specifically Wednesday.
And if I can indicate to you, like you said earlier, there is gale force that's expected for this evening already looking at about winds pumping at about 65 to 90 kilometers per hour along that southwestern coastline. But tomorrow, that's when everything is sort of happening. We've got gale force as well happening over the western interior, and ahead of the front, because it's so dry, we've got northwesterly winds. We're also expecting high fire danger conditions over the central interior of the country. But that 100% we were talking about, we're looking at heavy rainfall expected over the central regions and also the western parts of the Western Cape.
I saw a very unusual rain, unusual rain, but this rain brought so much cold, so much cold that I began to see some small drops of the snow.
So we're expecting this moving through for the rest of the country on Thursday, but Friday is the day when we're starting now to get clear conditions. But we do have a high pressure that's going to push in quite a lot of cold conditions. So we're going to get very cold conditions over the southern interior. Gauteng itself expecting to reach maximum of about 16, 17 degrees looking at the end of the week. So it's going to be quite a chilly one for us here in the north as well.
All right, even here in Gauteng. Thank you so much, Pamela Zonke from the weather desk.
Now we need to pray, because in the midst of this rain and this snow, I'm seeing some unusual things happening, like people hospitalized and some people drowning and some cars like being taken by water. So we need to pray. That is Wednesday. I was on Wednesday. What's the day today? I was on Wednesday. Then I saw on Wednesday a heavy rain. A heavy rain. A heavy rain.
Coming to you live from Johannesburg, this is Afternoon News. I'm Joanne Joseph. Thank you for joining us. We lead with this at 4 o'clock. 5 people have died in the massive storm that's battering the Western Cape. Let's get the latest now from our reporter, Ati Mtongana. Ati, I know it's difficult for you to hear me with the winds around you, so I'm just going to allow you to paint us a picture of exactly what's going on around you.
A very good afternoon to you, Joanne. We're in Sea Point right now. Behind me, waves are raging so high that the water is almost as close as where we are. I just want to move out of shot quickly so the camera can just show you what's happening behind me.
This rain brought so much cold. So much cold that I began to see some small drops of the snow. Now we need to pray, because in the midst of this rain and this snow, I'm seeing some unusual things happening, like people hospitalized and some people drowning and some cars like being taken by water. So we need to pray. That is Wednesday. I was on Wednesday. What's the day today? I was on Wednesday.
Cold and icy conditions are set to continue in the Western Cape. Mountains in Ceres and surrounding areas are covered in snow, and these weather conditions are expected to last until tomorrow. Reporter Ati Nasi spoke to ENCA forecaster Annette Venter.
We've seen some crazy weather and some disastrous weather in the Western Cape over the last few days. If you can provide an analysis of what you make of the recent weather conditions.
Okay, so the storm we've had yesterday is more like the perfect storm. It had all of the severe components in place. We had heavy rains, we had rough seas of wave heights more than 10 meters. We also had strong gusting northwesterly winds of more than 70 kilometers per hour. And now we've got the snowfall on the high mountains of the Western Cape. We do expect the snowfall to continue throughout the day and even tonight into the early hours of tomorrow morning as well, with more than 30 centimeters expected on the high peaks of the mountains.
What amazes me in the midst of all this heavy rain, there is still no water. We need to pray. What is happening? What is happening? We need the grace of God.
This is the SABC News report. The death toll in the Western Cape due to the storm lashing the province has risen to 8. 4 people died when a house caught alight near Paarl. About 1,000 informal dwellers have been affected by the inclement weather lashing the province. In Lavender Hill on the Cape Flats, a 60-year-old man has died when an informal dwelling collapsed on him. Spokesperson for the Ministry of Local Government in the Western Cape, James Brand Stein, says runaway fires in the Southern Cape has claimed the lives of 3 people. We've had 5 fatalities that were reported today. Obviously, we try to avoid these things from happening, and our condolences go to the families involved. We will continue doing our best to limit any further damage or loss of life and injury.
Well, more on one of our developing stories now. The Knysna fires have engulfed most parts of the area.
We need to pray because in the midst of this rain and this snow, I'm seeing some unusual things happening. What amazes me in the midst of all this heavy rain, there is still no water. We need to pray. What is happening? We need to pray. We need the grace of God. We need the grace of God.